What's happening, everybody? How you doing? How you
Hey,
doing?
everybody.
Everybody, we're glad to be back. We're here. My name is Paul,
And I'm Leslie.
and we are Turning Pages with Paul and Lesley, or this is Turning Pages with Paul and Lesley. I don't know why I said we are, but I
We
guess we
are.
are Turning
We are.
Pages, and
We
we are
are.
Paul and Lesley. It works. How you doing, babe?
I'm doing great, babe. How are you?
I am doing very, very well. It is so great to be back here with you in front of the camera,
So
talking to
great.
you, talking to those wonderful people out there that
Amazing
we call
community.
the page
The
turners.
page turners. Thank you all so
Yeah.
much for being a part of this content today. We hope that you get value from it, but we most of all, we thank you for your support, your feedback, your subscription. Thank you so much. We have gained so many subscribers in the last few days
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
we're just really grateful that you
Absolutely.
find value. And that's what we've
Absolutely.
been reading, that you find value in this channel and you appreciate something different. And
Yeah.
we're really glad to hear that. We didn't realize we were doing something different,
Yeah,
but you brought
really.
that to our attention.
Yeah.
And we're very grateful.
We are. We just wanted to come out and be authentic and just share about how much we enjoy reading books, how much we enjoy reading books together, how we like to challenge each other, and how we like to really just kind of know what our interests are. And this has been fantastic. This has been a great journey with you guys. And we're coming to the end of the year.
Wow.
And I can't believe that we're coming to the end of
Wow.
2024. But I tell you what, I am excited about doing 2025 with you all. I am
Yes.
excited about that.
Yes.
And babe, you know, I have to go and do that little check-in real quick.
Yeah.
So the last video, we want to thank you because
you.
Books We
Thank
Can't
you.
Wait to Read has currently 353 views
Wow.
in the
Thank
last
you
7 days, y'all.
So much.
353.
Wow.
And we said that we were trying to get to 400 subscribers before year's end. Everybody, we're at 386.
Oh my goodness.
386. So
That's
that makes us
amazing.
about what, 14
About
subscribers
14 subscribers
away from that goal. So
Wow.
everybody, please do us a huge favor. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. And as you guys know, here we are, Paul and Lesley. We're turning these pages and we're ready to get started. As you know, we don't like to waste your time.
Not at all.
So baby, let's go ahead and get to it. Today, we're doing our year in review.
Wow.
Year in review.
You're in review.
It seems odd to even say, right?
Yeah, but we're here. I can't believe we're here almost at the very end of December.
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah, the 21st.
And I'm looking at the books that I've read and the goals that I set.
Wow.
And I exceeded my goals.
You did?
And it was still a busy working year, and
Right.
I still got my goals accomplished.
So
on
cool.
The book reading end.
So cool.
So I'm very, very happy.
I am proud of you, babe.
I'm proud of you as well.
Oh, thank you. I didn't even set a goal, but thank you. My goal was just to read. So I guess I
What a goal.
I guess I did
Hallelujah.
it. So today we're going to go through our entire list of everything we've read for 2024. And Lesley and I, we're just going to bounce back and forth until we're all done.
Okay.
And then we're going to thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we're going to call it a day. So Lesley, babe, will you go ahead and get us started?
Well, I'm gonna start way back. I had a goal of 10 books. I know people have lofty goals, big goals, like they read 100 books.
Right.
But I'm certain I will double that.
Okay.
That's my hope for 2025. Now that I have more time.
Right.
But I'm going back to when I started, and I said I'm gonna set a goal. I'm gonna read these books, and I'm sure that I've read more little small articles and things like that, but we don't count those.
Okay.
So I'm going back to the first book I read. Oh, this is such a sweet middle grades book. It's called One Crazy Summer by Rita Williams Garcia.
Yeah,
You all
yeah.
look at those little girls.
Yeah.
They're sisters. They are sisters. And you see the little one? Yeah. So this book is a historical fiction book, centered around somewhere around the 70s.
Okay.
When the early 70s, when the Black Panther movement was really huge.
Okay.
Really, really huge. So that late 60s, early 70s. And this one, they live with their dad, and I believe it's New York City or somewhere in that area, maybe Bronx or something Harlem, I can't remember.
Okay.
But they live in the big city with their grandmother and their father.
Okay.
They go for the summer to visit their mother,
All right.
who we believe is a Black Panther.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a whole story behind why she's there in California.
All right.
And why they are with their father. It's a whole deal.
Okay.
Okay. That is not different from the experience of many children.
Okay. Okay.
But this one, because it's centered in that time in history,
Right.
they get exposed to some of that
Okay.
in California when they go there for the summer.
Okay.
And wow, is this such a wonderful historical fiction book about that movement,
Okay.
about that time in history, about family, about just life.
Okay.
So it is beautiful. It ends beautifully. It's not that big. So, it's just beautiful. I love middle grades. I love elementary school books. And
Okay.
this one just hit home.
Wow.
So One Crazy Summer.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, my first book that I wanted to talk about was The Question Behind the Question.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a book that Lesley challenged me to read, and I took that challenge and I read it, and I thought it was a really good book because for me, it helped me to stop making excuses, and it helped me to stop looking for somebody else to do what I could do. The right question, what is the right question to ask? How can I? What can I? You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, why didn't somebody do so and so and so? Well, how can I help to get this done?
Yeah.
So the right questions in the right places can really be the catalyst for driving things forward. So I really appreciate you giving me that, because I think that we all find ourselves from time to time asking the question, well, why won't somebody? Well, why didn't somebody? And sometimes the question really is, well, how can I help motivate that person? Or how can I help that person see? Or how can I step in and maybe help that person, because maybe they're overwhelmed and they're in over their head. So really, really, really great book that helps me to see the role I play in being a problem solver and coming alongside people. So I really enjoyed that book. Thanks for recommending that for me. Because in my field, that book right there is excellent. So that's it. The Question Behind the Question. That's my first book. Fantastic read for 2024.
Fantastic read.
Yeah.
I love that book.
Yeah.
So the next book, I think both of us have read this one.
Okay.
And it's Finlay Donovan is Killing It.
Oh my. Yeah.
You all, if you want a fun, and this one is by El Casamano. El Casamano. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If you want a nice, chill, cozy mystery, murder, all of that, read with no cussing. I said cussing, not cursing. No cussing, no, very little cussing, if any. I don't think there was any in here.
I don't think so.
No, all that, crazy stuff. This is a great series. This is the first, and I think 4 or 5 books that's written about Finlay Donovan, who is the main character in the book. And pretty much she's a mom of 2, recently divorced, out of work writer. I think, she's got a book. She's working. Yeah. She's got a contract to write. Right. And she just is not motivated, but she's got to get that book written by a certain amount of time so she can get paid. Right. So she's not out of work, and she's called upon. She's just frazzled. That's what she is. Yeah. And she's in I don't want to go too much into it. Yeah. She's in a restaurant, and I think somebody overhears her, and they kind of misconstrue things. Yeah. And they ask her to kill their husband, to murder their husband, like be a hit mom, so to speak. And it goes on from there, y'all. Yeah. It gets wild and funny and crazy, and this one is a great read. I think I gave this like a 3. It was super, super funny. I really enjoyed it. Finlay Donovan is killing it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about that one since you brought that one up. I'll go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and show it right there, everybody. Finlay Donovan is killing it. Yeah, it was a very, very funny and interesting book.
The thing that I liked about it was sort of the realism that life is difficult, life is complicated, and you find all of that in this book.
Yeah.
And really that's what I like about books is how it says that art imitates life.
Yeah.
And that's true. And a lot of the books that I've read, you can see how people draw from real life issues and circumstances and pull them into book to make the story.
Yeah.
And she's got it, man. She's got like the thing with the ex-husband, the kids, I mean, financial issues. It's all there, everybody. And it's so well written, but then at the same time, it's funny.
It's so funny.
And it really, this I think is the first type of book like this one that I've ever read. You call it a cozy something. It's not even a mystery.
Yeah.
It's not a mystery. But anyway, yeah, it is a mystery. It is a mystery. That's right. I'm thinking about it is a mystery. But I've never read one like that. And there were times in it when I was ready to kind of give up on it.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it was just taking way too long to get to the point.
There were moments.
There were, but I'm glad I pushed through. And that's what this book taught me. This book taught me that sometimes you're going to hit a lull in the book.
You are.
And I'm not even 100% sure that it's always the book.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that sometimes it's just maybe me.
Yeah.
Where I'm in this space where
I felt that way.
I don't know if I want to read that much. I don't know what it is, but I pressed through it. I pushed through it, and it ended up being pretty good at the end. And so I will be picking up some of the other books in the series to check those out.
Yeah, to just see what's going on.
Yeah, see what Finlay gets into.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
So this one is by Frida McFadden, you all.
Okay.
So I asked, I looked at a lot of YouTube videos and asked around. And my question was because Frida has so many books, Paul. I asked around, which book should I start with first?
Okay.
Should it be The Housemaid? Should it be something else? And I kept hearing, start with this book, Never Lie.
Okay.
Never Lie by Frida McFadden. And this is about newlyweds Trisha and Ethan. They're searching for a home. They go out and they look for it. And they're stuck at the home because there's a blizzard going on. Oh. And they find out that the home belonged to a very famous psychologist, I think, or psychiatrist. And something's going on in that house. Okay. You know, we're hearing noises. We're hearing things. There's a history behind, the doctor, and she's missing. They believe she's been murdered.
Oh, wow.
So it just unravels from there. And I'm going to leave it at that. Wow. And it's like, how in the world do we get out of this house? Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like it to me. How do we get out of here?
Yeah, because it's almost like I'm like, wait a minute now. Is this a horror?
Oh, okay.
Is this house haunted? It kind of gives you that kind of vibe. Okay. But then it really, Frida McFadden, this was my first book by her, Paul. Okay. And what I learned about her, and I know we talked about this, but I'm going to say it real quick. I learned that she's fast and furious. Okay. And I think that's why I like her. Okay. I like that every chapter is short. Every chapter, just about at the end, has some type of twist. Okay. I've never read, other than a little bit of Alex Michaelides, like almost every chapter ends with some type of like, oh no, what? Some type of twist. Okay. So I really, really enjoy her. I've read another book I'm gonna share by her, and I think I'll read just a few more books by her and see, how if every book is like this one. But Never Lie, I think I gave it a solid 3.5. It was really good. I like that cover, by the way. Yes. The seat, the psychiatrist seat. I like that. I think that's really cool. Okay. I definitely, I think I'll be reading that one. Yeah, I think you'll like that one. Yeah. Now, my book is, you mentioned Mr. Michaelides or Michaelides. Michaelides. So my book is The Fury. Oh, wow. Yeah, I read The Fury. I'll hold that one up. I was really, really blown away by that book. I like the way it was written. It really takes you on a trip. We've talked about this before, how that he has this way of giving you all of this background information on every character that helps you to understand who they are
and why they're doing what they're doing, saying what they're saying. Their behavior is really attached to where they came from.
Yes.
I love that
Love
about it,
it.
because then that helps me kind of understand a little more. But another thing it does is it throws you off the scent or the trail
it does.
of who the real culprit
Yeah.
is.
Red herrings. Is
You
what they
you
call 'em.
you're thinking, okay, they got to be the one because of that right there, and then you find out, no, wait a minute, this
No.
person is equally as messed up,
Yes.
or even worse so. So I do like that about the book. There were some times when I felt like it was a little bit slow, and it could have moved along a little faster, because he was doing so much character development, as you said, and so much building, until it just seemed to go on for a bit. But when you get to the end of it, and and when you find out about what the name of the book means, that was cool.
Yeah.
When I
Fury,
found out why the name of the book was The Fury and all of that, that was really cool. So I enjoyed that book. Great read for 2024, babe.
Great read. Enjoyed it myself.
Yeah.
Gave it a solid, I think, 4.5 stars.
Okay.
It's really good. Has that, goes back in time and then brings you back.
Yeah.
Goes back in time
Yeah.
and brings you forward.
Yeah.
That kind of book I really enjoy as well. And you're right, it's a slow burn, but it's worth it because of the ending.
I think so.
Satisfying.
Yeah.
Very, very satisfying.
Yeah.
So my next book is another mystery thriller.
Okay.
And that's The Housemaid.
All right.
Both of us read this
Yeah. I think
by
so.
Frida McFadden.
Yeah.
And you all, if you haven't heard about The Housemaid, I don't know. It's been around. It's Frida McFadden. She hit hard, man. She hit it hard from behind closed doors. Millie sees everything. Is that who they're talking about? I think that might be Millie. It might be somebody else. But this is about a housemaid who goes into work for a family.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Millie. Millie has a past.
Yeah.
Millie encounters some different things in that household. There's a child. There's a husband. There's a wife. There's some in-laws. There are some people that work around the house, and oh my, everybody has a story to tell.
Yeah.
Everybody has a story to tell.
Yeah.
And things get, again, hairy-carry.
Yep.
And now I'm going to say this. I enjoyed this ending. Let me tell you why. Because I had no idea where this thing was going.
Mm-hmm.
But I questioned some things.
Mm-hmm.
It allowed me to question.
Mm-hmm.
So when it did get there,
Mm-hmm.
I was not like uber surprised,
Okay.
but I still enjoyed the ending.
Okay.
I still enjoyed the ending. I love Millie.
Okay.
This is what's been said, honey, about The Housemaid. They got a housemaid secret. The housemaid is watching. And then they just put out a novella, The Housemaid Gets Married.
Oh,
Housemaid's
man.
Wedding. And I think I'm hearing people say, okay, Frida, that's enough with The Housemaid. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I gave this a solid 3.5 stars. Very satisfying.
Okay, well, I read that one as well. And so, yes, it is a roller coaster ride.
Is it?
To say the least. It is a literal roller coaster ride, emotionally, mentally. Listen, if you've not read The Housemaid and you decide
Did you just give a
no, because it's a lot of people in the book.
There's
and
a lot
it
of
could be
crazy
anybody.
people in the book.
It is really bananas. High society meets low income. I mean, it's all kind of stuff wrapped up in this book. And this is another one that really took me on a trip. I like this one from the jump. And I thought it was going to be funny the whole way through.
It was funny now.
That funny was just to lure me in and to make me think it was something that it wasn't.
It was.
When that bad boy got moving, let me tell you, it was moving.
It wasn't funny anymore.
No, it was serious business. And I enjoyed every moment of it. I can't remember how I rated it, but I'll tell you what, it's a really good book.
It's a good book.
I enjoyed reading that one. Yeah, I did. I had fun with that one. Yeah, yeah. So what's next for you?
I thought you were next.
No, I just did that.
I thought I just did The Housemaid.
Right, and I read The Housemaid too.
So you tried that. My leg.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I didn't want to bring it back since you brought it up. I figured I'd go ahead and talk about it.
so this one is a 5-star.
5-star? Okay.
I have started reading the second book because I need to finish it before the third book comes in 2025. There's several books that I have to finish before the new book comes out.
Right.
But this one is, it's everything. I mean, it is so, this one's for our culture.
Okay.
Okay. We're African Americans. This one was for the culture.
All right.
But it transcended the culture.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay.
And it went right into straight up life.
Okay.
Love, second chances,
Okay.
heartbreak, hurt, second chances, family, solid, love of family. I mean, I could go on and on and on. There was so many tropes within this one book, but I'm going to call it a second chance romance.
Okay.
With so much more.
Okay.
With so much more.
All right.
And that is Kennedy Ryan's Before I Let Go.
Well, it seemed like you and I read all the same books this year.
But I know you're going to have a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, Before I Let Go.
The community of page turners, they kind of shouted out and said, hey, Paul, you need to read this book.
Yeah.
This was a beautiful book, everyone. I'm reading the second one, and I am thoroughly convinced that Kennedy Ryan is the writer of the 21st century for romance. And she is just, it's emotional, it's real, it's just everything.
Right.
5 stars.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Wow. Well, so being the first time that I ever read a romance book, which is something that I never thought I would do.
Me either. Me either.
But because someone said I should, and you know what, we tell you that we really listen to you guys. I decided I'd try it. And yes, 5 stars. All the way.
All the way.
Fantastic book, excuse me, that deals with a lot of real life issues, things that people face every day in this world. And from the Black perspective, the way that she wrote it in, pieces of culture that she threw in that I recognize.
Yes.
The music, the food, all of that was just like so recognizable to me, and it pulled me into the book in a way that I didn't anticipate. And every day I read it, I kind of came toward it with like excitement, like because it was so real to me.
Yeah.
I understood everything that was going on in it because I've seen it in real life.
Yeah.
And man, it was really, really well written. Yeah. My hat is off to her because really, I never thought I'd read that kind of book. I never thought I would enjoy it. But my hat is off to her because she did an excellent job.
Excellent.
In writing that book. Excellent. Absolutely. Excellent. 10 stars. It was fantastic.
Really. 6
fantastic,
plus.
Babe.
Love it.
Yeah, it was good.
And the next one I'm reading now is This Could Be Us.
Okay, all right.
It's off to a great start.
I might read that one too. You just never know. So what do you have next? Because everything that you've been putting out here recently, I read too. So what do you have next for us?
Okay, well, this one you did not read.
Okay.
It is another romance, a love story.
Okay.
Archer's Voice. This is an older one. I think this came out in 2016.
All right.
By Mia Sheridan. And this one was a very quick read. I also listened to this on audio on Libby.
Okay.
Which made it go faster.
Okay.
This was good. Let me see. Small town. Young lady moves from where she is in the big city to the small town for a fresh start.
Okay.
Something happens to a family member. In fact, the family member is killed, her father.
Okay.
She saw it all. Very deep. And she has to return at some point in the book to identify the killer.
Okay.
But along the way, she meets someone.
Okay.
And the person is a part of this small town more than what I even thought of. You know, you get to that in the book. But he's ostracized. No one in the town, they know him, they know his family, but he has this terrible past.
Okay.
Parent killed. I mean, just a very difficult past. But no one in the town really, because he has a disability.
Okay. All right.
But a beautiful, again, second chance for life book and romance blended all in one.
Okay.
It's a little spicy.
Okay.
A little spicy. But just a beautifully done book on how you should treat people with disabilities.
Okay.
But at the same time, not enable them, but empower them.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. So really good. Archer's Voice.
Archer's Voice. Sounds good. Well, my next book, and you think you started this one?
Okay.
I think you did. It's Eruption.
Yes.
So Eruption was like one of the first books that I picked up this year when I started back reading. And I have to say it's a very interesting book, very scientific, very fact-based and driven.
Yes.
I was impressed by the amount of research that the author put in to this book so that he could be like correct.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't just, making stuff up. The stuff he was using, the terms, the type of machinery, it was all very, very much attached to facts. It was real life. And so essentially, the book is about this big eruption that is about to take place. And but there's a whole lot of stuff, a lot of hidden stuff, a lot of things that people were never told. And this eruption brings all this stuff to the surface. You got all these people competing against one another. There's so many layers and levels to the book. People who don't like each other. It's based in Hawaii, and so the people there don't trust outsiders. But the way, there's a lot, y'all. People stabbing one another in the back, you name it, all while a volcano is threatening to erupt. People still doing all this crazy stuff. It's really a good book, but I will say this, you have to be into reading a lot of build up, and you just have to be okay with that when you're reading this book, because if you're not, you will quit. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're not okay with a whole lot of build up, so you ever been like on one of those roller coaster rides where it's just slowly, and you're going up, right? That's what it's like. But let me tell you,
good way to put it.
When it hits the top, and starts that descent, it's on and popping. On and popping. It gets good, but it just takes a while for it to get there. So if you decide to read Eruption, just know you're gonna be in for a little bit of build up.
Get your mind
right. But when the ride starts, it's gonna be a wild ride. Pretty good book. Pretty good book.
Yeah. And I like that it was written by both James Patterson and Michael Crichton. Cretan. Michael Crichton passed away, and James worked with the family to finish the book.
Finish it up.
Really good.
And that's a good story.
That's really good.
Yeah. So what do you have next for us?
So I have another romance.
Boy, you into those romances.
Another romance. Oh, you know what? Before I do that one, let's go with this one. I think I read this one before I read the romance. And you know this one very well. Need I say more?
You don't have to say anything else.
I don't even need to say anything.
You don't have to say anything else.
A dragon without its rider is a tragedy.
Yeah.
A rider without their dragon is dead.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah.
Rebecca Yarros, you did your thing, girl.
What? Yeah.
And I don't think these are the types of books that she writes. I think she writes more, romance and other types of books. But I think this right here, a romantasy. 5 star.
Yeah.
4 to 5 stars. I think I gave it 4.
Yeah.
I think I gave it 4, but I could have easily bumped it up.
Yeah.
There was some parts that I was like, oh, why don't you just get over it? Why don't you?
Right.
Hurry up. But but when I say when the dragons come into play,
Right. Right.
woo!
Yeah.
That's the best part.
Yeah. To me.
That's the best
To me
part.
too. To me
Yeah.
too.
But very well written. The ending of this book. The ending of this book has me ready to read The Iron Flame, of which I just found. It was somewhere in this house.
Yeah.
But I found it.
Yeah, she found it, y'all. She found it. She lost it and then she found it. And it was in plain sight, too.
So I will be reading that because guess what?
Why?
January 20-something-ish.
The new one comes out?
2025. The Onyx Storm hits.
Okay.
You know, I always like to say the storm hits.
Yeah.
The Onyx Storm hits.
Okay.
And that's the finale.
All right.
So we got to get to it. But yeah, Fourth Wing, Rebecca Yarros, wonderful job.
Yeah.
Well written. Just a lot of action packed stuff. I like the romance too.
Mm-hmm.
I like the two that are in love. Well, yeah, they love each other.
Mm-hmm.
I like those two, and the ending. Ooh,
Yeah.
chef's kiss.
Yeah. I'm really not going to say a whole lot about this book because I've said it all.
You have.
Fantastic book. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it did move a little bit slow in some places.
It did.
But when the dragons were involved and when some of the fighting was involved and then when you started really understanding the politics of things, because there's a lot of politics in it, when you understood why things were the way they were, it really opened up. And what it did was, I like the way she showed us some things like the animosity and stuff, but then she wrapped back around in some places and showed us, okay, this is why this is what this is. Mm-hmm. And then that ending was what got me. When I read that last page, and I read that last, I think it was the last couple sentences, I was just sitting there holding the book saying, I can't believe this. This is crazy.
Where did this come from?
When I say out of left field.
Did not expect that.
Didn't expect it at all. And that made me like the book even more. Because she got me.
She got me too.
She got
because
me.
I was like, oh, is something gonna happen with the dragon? Is something gonna happen with the mom? No.
Yeah, it was.
No.
Yeah. She did that.
It was good. She did that.
Yeah. So what do you have next?
So I have romance, part of the first book in the Dreamland Billionaire series called The Fine Print.
Okay.
The Fine Print by Lauren Asher.
Okay.
And I'm safe to say that this may be one of the thickest books that I read this year. Look at that. Wow. But this one thing about what I've learned about Lauren Asher's work, just by reading this book, and this has been the only one I've read, is it went fast.
Okay.
It went so fast. Maybe because there's lots of banter, there's lots of text messaging, things like that, and I enjoy that. I love that mixed media. Okay. In a book, I enjoy that, and I whizzed through this book, and I think this book has over 400 pages, 430 something pages. Okay. And I think I read this in like 3 days. Wow. 3 or 4 days, and that was reading slowly. And this was really, really good. I love this whole billionaire series. Romance, person working, billionaire who owns, come in. I like it. I like it. This one's about Rowan and Zara. I also like the fact that Lauren Asher includes like multiracial romances as well. And I appreciate that too. So yeah, The Fine Print. All right. I'm looking forward to the second book.
All right. I remember when you first got that book and I told you that I was your fine print, but that was just a joke.
I remember that.
That was a jokey joke.
I remember that.
So now this book right here, I read, and I don't know how in the world I got this book. I think it was Libby, I think. Okay. And it's The It Girl.
Oh yeah.
The It Girl, and who wrote? I can't remember who wrote this one. Ruth Ware, Ruth Ware. Yeah, she wrote 0 Days too, right?
She sure did.
Yeah. So The It Girl, I do. The It Girl. It was, man. You know what? It was interesting. Yeah, I think that is like the best way for me to put it. It was interesting. It was a strange read for me.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I never read a book that like this one where I was like not feeling it, but wanting to read more of it. Like it was it was like a strange pull. This book had, because I was like, man, this is just, and then like I get ready to read something and be like, I'm going back to that, and I kept reading it, and it was just one of those books where when it got to like toward the end, the pace picked up.
Yeah.
And it started sort of, I kind of envisioned it like walking through the woods and a bunch of tight trees, and then all of a sudden you come into the clearing but you can see things starting to open up before it does.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what this book did. It started opening up toward the end. And when it did, and you were standing there with the characters, figuring out like, wait a minute, all of this time it was you.
Whoa.
Like that right there, the way she brought that ending in, and so there's an old saying: it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
And I'm finding out with some of these books, that is absolutely true. The It Girl is one I think you would like, babe.
Okay.
You might want to check that one out. It's a good one.
The mystery thrillers, they have a way, because I always ask, how many ways can you write a mystery thriller?
You just kind of wonder, if you're running out of ideas. They don't run out.
So many ways.
Yeah.
The Agatha Christie's of the world, they really opened up.
Yeah.
Ways that newer writers can just go in and just, and they just. I'm just in amazement as to how many red herrings and different ways they can put in red herrings, plot development and character development and twists and plot twists. And like you said, people that you think are the ones that did it are not the ones, and the people that you least expect. Or sometimes the people you thought at the beginning, but because there were so many red herrings, you're like, oh, it couldn't possibly be them now. It is definitely. And then you find out it's the person you thought of in the first place. It's so crazy.
It's good stuff.
But I love it.
I do. I enjoy those. That's becoming my favorite genre for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any other books for us?
I have two more, hon.
Okay.
I have this one. We talked about this one. I'm just happy that I read this. That's what I'm going to say about this. I'm happy as I can be to say that I read this. This is all about community and how we can make a difference in our own community. How we can ourselves drop that spirit of racism and judgment and stereotyping and generalizations. How we can just nip that in the bud, and just love people for who they are in spite of it, and remember the good that people do. Whether they're your race or not. That's right. The good that people do. And there are still good people in the world. And that's the kind of feel, all the good feels you get from this book. This one, it took a while. It goes a lot of places. But at the end of it all, it's just a beautiful book about love. A beautiful book about loving people for who they are.
That's good.
And community.
That's good.
Okay, so
That's
The
good.
Heaven and Earth grocery store by James McBride.
Which is one that I do need to pick up myself. I read some of the reviews, and some of them were not so great, but I'm not going to let that keep me from being able to read an interesting book. Especially with the way you describe it. That's what I think that I do want to pick up this year and check out. So this is really my last book that I've read. And you read this one too. And it's my favorite book of the year, The Silent Patient.
Oh, wow.
The Silent Patient. And one would think that I would say Fourth Wing. And before I Let Go, that's way up there. But in this genre of like mystery thriller,
oh man,
The Silent Patient, Man. Babe. Man. Wow. Y'all, I'm a loss for words. The book, I was like shouting at the book at the end, like really, like I was like
Oh my
mad,
God.
like in a way, like for a book to like do that, because like I just could not believe that I was reading what was on the pages. Man, Michaelides,
Yeah, Alex.
dude,
Yeah.
wow.
Can't wait for the next book.
Yeah, y'all, I'm sorry. That's all I have on The Silent Patient. I know I hadn't said anything. The Silent Patient.
That's it. And you're reading The Maiden. So then we'll come back finally in 2025 and just
Man.
bring it all together.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I didn't see his name on the 2025 roster though. So hopefully in 2026,
Yeah.
we get something.
Yeah.
We get something.
Yeah.
Because it does take time, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
To write such a
Yeah,
great
I'm
thriller
sure. Yeah.
as what he's done with these 3 books.
Yeah, I'm willing to wait.
I'm willing to wait too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have one more book.
Okay.
And that's it. This one, I started reading this maybe in 2020.
Okay.
Let me see, when was this book written? And I had it and I was like, 2021, 22.
Okay.
So maybe what, two years ago?
Okay.
And I had it on audio through Libby. And life was lifing.
Right.
I was working hard, and I was like, I just can't right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I returned it.
Okay.
And I'm like, when I get a chance, I am going to pick this one. This wasn't even really on my list to read in 2024.
Okay.
But when I saw it again, I think I saw it, somebody did a review on it, and I'm like, it's time. I'm just going to get it. And I went, and I saw Libby had it on audio, and I went ahead and bought the book.
Okay.
Through thriftbooks.com.
All right.
Great online shopping through thrift books, by the way. Got it used, and it is, I call it psychological thriller, dark academia to me.
Okay.
So I may be defining dark academia wrong, but in my mind, this one is about a group of college mates that met each other when they got to college.
Okay.
The book centers around really all of them, but the main person, it centers around her because it's really talking about all of the things that she went through in her own life.
Okay.
Alcoholic, drug using father. And the list goes on.
Okay.
And the bottom line is she so desperately wants to please her father.
Okay.
She desperately wants to please her father. Her father was a Harvard man. She didn't get accepted into Harvard the first time, but she got included into Duquesne, which is supposed to be a high-ranking college. But she wants to get her master's or a second degree from Harvard. So she does whatever she needs to do to get that. But she also has all of these friends that she meets in college. And one of their classmates, one of the 7 or one of the friends is killed.
Okay.
And you're trying to figure out, she has a brother that comes back. They come back for a reunion. And he's like, one of you in this room killed my sister. And we're going to find out.
Okay.
And so you go through this. That's what the book is about.
Okay.
Because it's possible that any one of these people could have killed his sister.
Okay.
And again, the person you think is the one is not the one. But it keeps going back and forward. It's those red herrings. But this one is called In My Dreams I Hold a Knife.
Okay.
By Ashley Winstead.
Okay.
Now, there are some trigger warnings in this one. Like I said, alcoholism, drug use, drug sales.
Right.
Murder, just all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
So make sure you read the trigger warnings for this book.
Okay.
But I tell you, at the end of it all, wow, wow, wow. It's a crazy book.
Okay.
It's a crazy book. I gave this one 5 stars.
Okay.
I gave this one 5 stars.
All right.
Well done. Well done. At first, I was like, this is not going to be. But then it really goes. So,
Okay.
yeah, these psychological thrillers, these writers,
Yeah.
they do, like you said, they have to do a lot of research and stuff.
They have to.
To get, to have you in the minds of these folks that they're writing about.
Yeah.
That's some great work.
They do good work.
They do
good work.
That's it for me, hon.
Everybody, that's everything we have for today. We've gone through all of the books that we've read in 2024. In fact, I don't know if they're all of them, but let's just say they're the ones. They're the ones that stood out to us the most, and we wanted to bring them to you. And so let us know in the comments if you've read any of the books that we talked about today.
Yes, please.
Let us know what you think about those books, what you got from them.
Yes.
And if you don't mind, share with us maybe your top 5 for 2024.
Oh, that's good, honey.
Because
top 5.
Yeah, top 5 for 2024, because there might have been some books that we hadn't read yet, and we can pick them up in 2025. Now, as always, we have to ask you, what pages are you turning today? We want to know what you're reading. You guys have been doing a great job with letting us know what you're reading, and we do appreciate it. You know what? Everybody, finally, we're just going to ask you to please give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, make sure you share it with family and friends. Please, if you haven't already, you enjoyed this content, go ahead and subscribe. We're trying to hit 400 before December 31st. I know we can get there. I know we can do it. So let's hit that subscribe button, and please make sure you hit that notification bell so that you know when we're back with some more content.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Enjoy your holidays. We will be back next weekend with another video. Christmas holidays will have passed.
That's gonna be
We'll
fun.
be knocking on New Year's, but I'm telling you, we're coming back with a really good video. The last one for 2024.
Oh, wow.
You don't want to miss it. All right? Everybody, until next time, you know what we ask you to do. Keep turning those pages. All right. See you next time.
See you next time.
Peace.
Bye.